In the first official UCP leaders debate, 7 candidate hopefuls took to the stage here in Medicine Hat Wednesday evening, vying to become the next leader of the UCP that would ultimately replace Jason Kenney.
About the next step. The next step? What do you mean the next step after autonomy?
Considered to be a front-runner in this race, Danielle Smith was in the hot seat for much of the night, speaking to her stance on the Sovereignty Act as well as a specific policy she'd bring in if elected.
I'd love to talk more about the Sovereignty Act because it's absolutely essential.
And we would start building out our business parks with the infrastructure that we need to be able to attract business here. I don't need to wait for Ottawa's approval for us to enforce our right to develop our resources. It's Section 92A of the Constitution.
Many of the 7 candidates, including former Minister of Community and Social Services Raja Ansani, criticized Smith's stance on the act, saying some of her policy ideas are damaging.
The Sovereignty Act is unconstitutional, is irresponsible, but at the same time, while all of that is happening, should she become leader, it is going to erode investor confidence here in Alberta.
And former Minister of Culture Leela Ahir says the act is unnecessary.
On one hand, that you have sections of the Constitution that you can use, and then to suggest you need a Sovereignty Act on top of that seems to me highly redundant, and I think we should use the ability and the tools that we have.
I just want to take a moment to clarify a comment I made in a podcast last week about cancer.
Smith has faced lots of criticism over the last week following her remarks, but she says her comment was just misunderstood.
I think it was a clear misunderstanding, and I apologize to anybody who was hurt by my comments. Everybody has a cancer story, and if you have to wait until late stage, your only options become radiation and chemo and surgery, and those are really expensive and really hard on the body. That's all I meant, and I encourage people to go and see the full context.
Candidate hopeful Brian Jean says Smith needs to backtrack what she said.
Everybody makes mistakes, but when you make it, don't call it a misunderstanding, apologize and move on. You know, it's just not appropriate, and I don't think she should have done that.
All the 7 candidates will be back for round 2 when they go head-to-head in Edmonton for their second debate on August 30th. For Bridge City News, I'm Angela Stewart.